Workplace justice. Sounds like a simple concept, right? But what happens when the person investigating your case is the same one you've filed a complaint against? Today, we're diving into a shocking employment tribunal case that exposes how badly things can go wrong.
You know what really caught my attention in this case? The way one person, Debbie May, ended up wearing so many different hats, and not in a good way. It's like watching someone try to be both referee and player in the same game.
Let me paint the picture for our listeners. We're looking at the case of Mr O.A. Akinosho versus the London Borough of Camden, where Debbie May was the operational service manager for their crisis resolution team. It all started with a pay dispute. Akinosho claimed he wasn't being paid correctly for his hours.
And from what I understand, May actually reviewed his claim and agreed he'd been underpaid by about 560 hours. That's more than 3 months of full-time work.
That's right, but here's where it gets interesting. No documentation was ever produced to back up this calculation. And while this pay dispute was still unresolved, suddenly Akinosho found himself facing disciplinary action over patient records.
Oh, wow. So the timing there seems pretty suspicious, doesn't it?
Exactly. The case centered around an assessment from July 2016. Akinosho said the system auto-populated some information, something pretty common in medical records. But May claimed he had fabricated it, and she became the key technical expert despite having no NHS background.
You know what's really troubling about this? In December 2016, Akinosho filed a formal grievance naming May as someone who had enabled workplace bullying. Yet she was still allowed to be a crucial witness against him.
Right. And here's a direct quote from his grievance. "I am so disappointed that Debbie May encouraged and condoned this type of behavior under her watch." He specifically accused her of being party to what Sam Rigby was doing, Rigby being his line manager, who allegedly stated he wanted Akinosho dismissed.
That's exactly the kind of statement that should have triggered immediate oversight and safeguards. How did Camden Council miss these red flags?
Well, not only did they miss them, they doubled down. May attended investigatory meetings, made technical claims about the record system, and even wrote statements about professional standards violations. The tribunal later found this deeply problematic.
So what were some of the specific issues the tribunal identified?
They highlighted several key problems. First, May knew there were errors in the records, but didn't correct them. They stayed wrong for at least 10 months while being used as evidence. Second, her involvement was deemed procedurally unfair, given she was named in the grievance. And third, no one ever questioned her neutrality despite these obvious conflicts.
That makes me think about how many other organizations might be making similar mistakes right now, not realizing the potential consequences.
That's a crucial point. This case really demonstrates how a series of seemingly reasonable individual decisions can create a perfect storm of procedural unfairness. Each step, having May review the pay dispute, interpret technical aspects, provide evidence, might have seemed fine in isolation.
But when you put it all together, it completely undermined the fairness of the process.
Exactly. And here's what organizations need to learn from this. First, when someone is named in a grievance, they should be automatically disqualified from being an impartial witness in related cases. Second, pay disputes should be resolved independently of any disciplinary matters. And third, technical expertise should come from neutral parties.
And I imagine this case has had some serious implications for how workplace investigations are handled now?
Indeed, the tribunal's findings have become something of a cautionary tale. They emphasized that it's not enough to just go through the motions of following procedures. There needs to be genuine impartiality and fairness throughout the process.
Well, this certainly gives us a lot to think about when it comes to workplace justice and accountability.
Until next time, remember that true workplace fairness requires more than just following procedures. It demands constant vigilance against conflicts of interest and a genuine commitment to impartial investigation.